And Swan win will get us started on this Sunday afternoon here in Winston-Salem. Free ball for the Deeks. They work that right side, and it's hit long, but there was a touch. It's a kill for Olivia Murphy, who last match against App State put up 10 kills, her 4th time with double-figure kills this season. As Grikovic makes her way back to serve. 11 aces this season for the grad student from Serbia. And Grikovic sends it along. So Davidson's side, who, according to head coach Chris Willis in his 13th season, has been a bit mixed this season. He said he's mixed about his team's current status. Proud of the execution in some regards, but he wants his team to provide some more pressure from the service line. Also defensively in the block. And there's the Wake Forest block. Dior Charles and Olivia Murphy. The rejection here in the first. And look at Dior Charles, the blocking performance she has had since day one on campus. Even the last 2 matches combining for 20 total blocks for the sophomore from Los Angeles. And as that serve finds the net. 2-2 the score here in this opening set. Jordan Hummel, the top server for Davidson, makes her way back. 19 aces this season, including a season-high 3 aces in that 4-set loss against App State yesterday. From the right side, Layla Ricks slams it down. Davidson thought they had it, but that did find the hardwood. Ricks put up 5 kills against App State. Certainly was not her most efficient performance. Hit an even 0 against the Mountaineers on Friday. As Maruska floats over. Deacons doubling up the Cats early. Here's Decker. Crawford into the block. Paige Crawford is really finding her stride as of late. Led this team with 13 kills against App State on Friday. Back-to-back matches with double figures. They work the middle. Maruska, full extension of the dig. Crawford leans into it. Another put down for the standout junior for the Deacons. Crawford, who led this team in kills her first 2 seasons with the program, currently 2nd in kills here in 2024. Another serve from Maruska. Wynn works the middle. With the unable to put it down. Dump. Oh, a pancake dig from Wynn. And a free ball for the Deacons. Ricks slams it down. Davidson really playing on its heels these last couple of points. As the Deacons have opened up a 5-point lead, 7-2 in this first. It's been Maruska from the end line, and Sahara Maruska has her 8th ace of the season. Grad transfer from Rice. It's been a key piece of this team this season, and her run comes to an end. It was 5 in a row for Wake Forest. 8-3 lead for the Deacons here in the first. Back to serve Kinsey Smith, the second setter in this 6-2, the freshman from River Forest, Illinois. And an ace for the freshman. It's her 6th of the season. That's exactly what Chris Willis talked about. His team has to apply more pressure on the opposition from the service line. They only average about an ace and a half per set. Ricks turned away. That's the other thing you wanted to see. More blocking. And they get it there. Withy and Tillis combining in the stuff. Check that, Decker and Tillis. Crawford again sent back. The Davidson squad that enters today last in the Atlantic 10 in blocks per set. It's back-to-back rejections. And a 4-point run for Davidson has them down 8-6 in the first. Decker. Davidson, a 5-0 run, and they have drawn within one in this first. It all started with that Kinsey Smith ace. Somebody who Chris Willis calls very mature for her age. Only a freshman. As Crawford covers. Ricks explodes and terminates. Got way up there on that right side. Ends the 5-point Davidson scoring run as Emma Farrell, the standout libero, rotates back to serve. 9-7 Wake Forest. Farrell has 4 aces this year. She likes to keep it short, right around the 10-foot line, although a little deeper on that serve. To the middle, Emma Slusser. What a career she's had for Davidson, former A-10 Rookie of the Year. They're looking to bounce back after what was really her worst offensive performance of the season against App State yesterday. Season low 7 kills. Hitting percentage at 0. Great dig from Smith. And again finding the middle. This time Tillis ends the rally. And Davidson has drawn level. Isabel Decker back to serve. This was at one point a 5-point Demon Deacon lead. Slusser, big swing, generates the overpass. They go to her again. This time, she's denied. Crawford and Grigovic manning that near pin. Wake Forest just really surprised a lot of people, including head coach Randy Smart, by being one of the top blocking teams in the ACC this season. She said she did not expect her team to have this level of blocking success. But they are 5th in the ACC in blocks per set this year. Farrell can't handle that heat. Another kill for Melanie Tillis. 6'2" sophomore middle. That's the one area on this Davidson team that they do have some new faces in. They bring back the entirety of their pin hitters from last year. 85% of their kills overall, back from a season ago. But some new faces at middle, including Tillis. Whiteley's serve received by Crawford. And tooling the block on that left side as Davidson has a lead, 11-10 in this first. Again, Whiteley. Crawford, into the net she goes. 4 hits against Wake Forest. Davidson, its largest lead of the match so far. Davidson team that is trying to wrap up this non-conference with a win after back-to-back losses. Good start to this one on the road. Block again active for the Cats. Crawford's tip, pinballs around, and finds the floor, ends a 3-point Davidson run. Paige Crawford, 3 kills in the early going as number 13 makes her way back to serve. Has an ace in 8 consecutive matches, and that's really where she was a standout last match against App State. Not only the 13 kills, but a career-high 4 aces against App State. Tough serve again. As it's rolled down, Farrell got there initially. Nothing more she can do with it, though. Elena Garcia Guerrios with the put down. As Swan Wynn makes her way back on the floor, in addition to Anna Withy. Murphy off the arms of Decker, a mad dash to no avail. Second kill for Murphy. What a bounce back season it's been for her after missing all of last season with an injury. But Randy Smart did say when she would see her hitting in the offseason, still getting back into playing form and all that, she was very impressed with how she played. Holy smokes was the phrase that she used with us earlier in the season when describing Olivia Murphy this offseason. Charles popped up by Wynn and sent back, but out. Another point for Davidson. Garcia Guerrios heads back to serve. Member of the Puerto Rican youth national team. And the Wildcats add to this edge. It's Isabel Decker, who has gone 5 straight matches with double-figure kills. And with a double-double, and that will bring us to immediate timeout. Davidson, a 15-12 lead here in the first on ACC Network Extra. First set here at Reynolds Gym, final day of the non-conference for both of these teams. Davidson, a 15-12 lead for the Wildcats out of the Atlantic 10. Picked 4th in the A10 preseason poll, and it's a program under the leadership of 13th year head coach Chris Willis that has reached new heights. You look back to the last 3 seasons, winning records overall and in conference play all 3 of those seasons. The one thing that's held them back, though, the conference tournament, lost in the first round at all 3 of those campaigns. Though an ace out of the media timeout keeps this thing moving in the right direction for the visitors. Certainly a team to watch in the A10 this year. It's back-to-back aces for Elena Garcia Guerrios, up to 8 aces on the year. And again, this was one of the main focal points for Chris Willis. Could his team apply service pressure on the opposition? The answer today has been yes, so far. Jamie Santer getting some action early in this set. Oh, dump! perfectly executed. Swan win. All 5 of her with the kill. It's her 5th kill of this season. And a timeout taken by Randy Smart. Davidson, a 5-point lead. Remember, they trailed this one early by 5 points. It was 8-3 Wake Forest. But the Wildcats have stormed back. And it's been an efficient attack, hitting 300. It's also been now up to 350 after that kill. It's also been the service pressure. 2 aces, forcing Wake Forest out of system at times as well. And for Chris Willis' squad, he wants to see that service pressure, make teams uncomfortable in that regard. They've done that so far. Signing out at over 58%, which has really limited Wake Forest from making any prolonged runs. Beyond what we saw from them early, haven't had any runs. Davidson now on a 4-point scoring run, prompting this Randy Smart timeout. Team of Deacons at 7-3. They've won 4 straight matches, and they've really found their stride offensively. You look back at these last 3 matches, hitting 283 as a team after hitting 206 on the season, but those numbers not carrying into this first set yet, hitting just 179. And for Randy Smart, she did feel that last weekend her team's offense started to click. She wanted to see a continuation of that into this weekend. She got that on Friday against App State, no doubt about it. 3 players in double figures, Maruska, Crawford, and Murphy. Just the 3rd time this season with 3 players in double-figure kills for the Team of Deacons. The other thing that was working for them in that match that we haven't seen yet today, the middles. Wake Forest 3 middles combined for 21 kills, just 1 attack error in that one. 0 kills for Wake Forest middles today. As Santa rolls, and it's kept alive by Wynn. What a dig from Farrell. Santer into the net she goes. Elena Garcia-Guerrios getting her serves in. As this run for Davidson continues. Reigning A10 All-Rookie Team honoree. Building on that standout season last year. And another ace. It is her 3rd. As Davidson leads it by 7. This time Santer able to receive, and it's Garcia-Guerrios getting it done defensively. Davidson 5 points away from a commanding first set victory. Isabel Decker keeps things rolling, her 3rd kill of this first. And another ace. Garcia-Guerrios showing off the dance moves as well, and understandably so, as Randy Smart will use her 2nd and final timeout of this set. Wake Forest led 8-3. Since then, they've scored just 3 points as they trail it. This 8-0 run by Davidson. Since that 8-3 mark, it's been an 18-3 run for Davidson. Remarkable turn of events. Wake Forest did make some changes in the serve receive. Drew Lalagi entered, just making her 4th appearance of the season, but it's been Elena Garcia-Guerrios getting the job done from the end line. Davidson now 4 aces. Again, a team that averages just 1.4 aces per set. Hitting .381 so far. 10 kills, a mere 2 attack errors. They've been physical at the net as well, a couple of blocks. They've also forced Wake Forest to cover quite a bit. And it's a Davidson team that, as they wrap up the non-conference today, they still have not left the state of North Carolina. If you look at their schedule, they opened up at home, then went to an invitational at Duke. Very competitive field there, by the way. Followed by a trip to Queens, short trip down 77 for them to Charlotte. And now at Wake Forest. So they haven't left North Carolina. They will next weekend when they take on Loyola in Chicago. That's a Loyola team picked second in the A10 preseason poll, so will be a tough test for the Wildcats. But in this one, they've answered every question asked of them. Up by 10, make that 11. A fourth ace on this trip to the service line alone for Elena Garcia-Guerrios. That ball just dies down, difficult to handle. And finally, Wake Forest able to side out after a 9-0 run for Davidson. It's Olivia Murphy. As Becca Bellows looks to respond with a run of her own. Freshman does have 13 aces this year. Decker goes long. Bellows, 13 aces on the year, at 3 of them against App State on Friday. Bellows again, generates the overpass. Ricks, cross court, wide. Layla Ricks saw the angle, execution was not there though. And Davidson 2 points away from a dominant first set win. And Randy Smart chatting things over with our R2 in this one, Michael Holder. And we will see a challenge. Randy Smart wants this looked at. Call on the floor is a point for Davidson on the attack error by Layla Ricks. But Michael Holder now taking a look over at the monitor. A reminder for the challenge rules, the coaches have 2 challenges. If they use it and are wrong with their challenge, they lose that first challenge. If they are correct, they retain the challenge. So Randy Smart, who is out of timeouts in this set, asking for that challenge. This also gives her an opportunity to chat things over with her team. And we referenced that App State match earlier. Remember, they lost the first set of that match and then won the next 3. Looks like they would have to do that again today. And there was a touch. Well done, Randy Smart. So she retains her challenge. Flips the point. So Bellows remains behind the end line. Tip, Farrell can't get there. Anna Withy beats the block with the tip. As Jordan Hummel heads back to serve. The first-year starting libero replacing a Davidson legend in Bella Brady. Good adjustment mid-air by Layla Ricks. Much needed side out for Wake Forest as Jamie Santer is back to serve. Santer didn't play against App State. The Toronto, Canada native who spent 4 years as a beach volleyball player at Hawaii, now making her return to indoor volleyball with Wake Forest, but a service error brings us to set point number 1. And Kinsey Smith looks to put an end to the frame. Crawford keeps things going. That one made its way a couple of rows into the stands here at Reynolds Gym. Four kills for Paige Crawford in this first. Set point number 2 for Davidson. Here's Farrell. From the right side, Schlosser drills it at Farrell. Back row attack scooped up by Kinsey. Schlosser gets the touch and claims the set. Jamie Santer will start things off in this second set after not playing against App State, getting some early run today against Davidson. And the solo stuff for Dior Charles. An emphatic way to start the frame. Maybe the spark Wake Forest needed. Charles, who picks up her first block of the match right there, combined for 20 blocks over her last 2 matches entering today. Just out of this world numbers. Oh, that ball is untouchable. Elena Garcia-Guerrios, who orchestrated that long run from the service line in the first, picks up her 4th kill, and she'll head back to serve. Had 4 aces on 1 trip to the service line in that first set. It was her run that really catapulted Davidson into the driver's seat. Crawford tips. Ricks adjusts, and pancake dig unsuccessful. Layla Ricks getting crafty on the attack, and that's an important side out for Wake Forest to get the dangerous Garcia-Guerrios off the end line. Emma Farrell spins it into the net. Service error number 5 for the Demon Deacons to just 1 ace. We go from one libero to the other libero, Jordan Hummel. Ricks, boom. We saw the tip from her moments ago. Right there, full throttle. 6 kills for Layla Ricks, hitting .500 so far. Check that, now up to 7 kills on 11 swings. Baker the overpass. Crawford off high hands. Demon Deacons by 2 in the second. Paige Crawford picking up her 5th kill of the match. Again, it's Baker to serve. Decker tools the block. What a player Isabel Decker is, and we touched on it back in the first set, but Davidson brought back 85% of its kills from last year, the entirety of its pin hitters, and Decker certainly a focal point. Chris Willis calls her the glue, but also calls her a silent assassin. He said you don't notice her until the end of the match when you look at the stats and you see that there's a double-double again for her. And another thing just happened again. It's an ace, number 6 for Davidson. It's the second of the day for Kinsey Smith as Crawford wraps up the rally in short order. As she makes her way back to serve. 6 kills for her. Searching for double-figure kills for the 5th time this season. And she'll pick up an ace as well. Had 4 of them against App State on Friday. Second ace of the match for Wake Forest. And this is a Davidson team that allows 0.98 aces per set. That is the best in the A-10, amongst the best nationally. And head coach Chris Willis said that serve-receive success is what is keeping his team in matches. Service error will bring Decker to the end line for Davidson. Grikovic terminates from the middle. It's the first kill by a Wake Forest middle blocker after that was a strong suit of theirs on Friday. The trio of Grikovic, Charles, and Frankie combined for 21 kills. Just one attack error in that match. First kill for a middle today, courtesy of Grikovic. Deeks out of system. Center. Hummel pops it up. And it's rolled into the net, did not touch the block. So 4 hits against Davidson. Grikovic back to serve, the native of Serbia. Lived in Italy for a while, which is where she started playing volleyball. Globally minded person who hopes to follow in her parents' footsteps. They both work for the UN World Food Program. Doing some great work globally. As Garcia Guerrios, native of Puerto Rico, continues her big start to the afternoon. 5 kills on 8 swings for the sophomore from Puerto Rico. Melanie Tillis floats over. Tough serve out of system. Pipe set, and it goes long, no touch. Wake Forest has been working on the back row attack. They've been working, really just training at a very quick tempo offensively. Try to maximize the amount of hitters. Of course, running this 6-2, they always have 3 hitters in the front, but you add another one to the back, just another weapon for the opposition to have to focus on. And it also opens things up at the pins, and you see on that right side, Olivia Murphy able to side out for Wake Forest. Here's Becca Bellows, freshman starter at setter. Long, no touch. Wisner the miss hit. Wildcats out of system. Working it to center again from the back. Off the free ball. Wake Forest able to capitalize. Dior Charles, her first kill of the afternoon. We're starting to see Wake Forest find a way to get these middles involved. And it's a deep middle blocker group. Charles and Grikovic, we've seen both of them today. Haven't seen Olivia Frankie. 5th-year player who's been a starter since day 1. Roll from Ricks, covers her own swing. Santer, again covered by Ricks. Santer, check that, that's Crawford from the back. There is that back row attack. Again, just adds a different element. More for the defense to have to worry about. Seven kills for Crawford. Largest lead of the match for Wake Forest. That is outside the antenna, so a point for Davidson. Ends a 4-point Deacons scoring run as Swan Wynn and Anna Withy rotate back on. Wynn only has 3 aces this season, but Chris Willis does call her an excellent server. And you see right there, getting Wake Forest out of system. Doesn't matter, Jamie Santer able to pick up the kill regardless. First kill for Santer on her 11th swing, as Santer will make her way back. Such a great story. We touched on it before, going from 4 years of beach volleyball, as one of the best beach volleyball players in the country, by the way, at Hawaii, to now indoor. Randy Smart said, look, you have not played indoor in 4 years. I don't know the role that you'll play, but I'm going to bet on you because you are so internally driven. As Garcia Guerrios rolls into the net. And Santer, despite not having a guarantee of significant playing time, said yes. And she said yes late in the process. This was on June 4th when she signed with Wake Forest. They're glad to have her. Her team up by 6. Ricks. My goodness. Layla Ricks. She can score in all sorts of ways. And we referenced the middle blocker depth. How about the right side? Murphy and Ricks doing their thing on that right side as we head to immediate timeout. Wake Forest up 15-8 in the second. (15-8), Wake Forest in front in the second set. The Deacons, after dropping the first frame 25-16, controlling things in the second, out-hitting Davidson 429 to negative 038 in this frame. It's one of the great things about this sport. You lose the first set, you get a chance to go right back at it in the second. Jamie Santer restarts the action out of the media break. Garcia Guerrios roofed. There is that lethal Deacon block. It's especially tough to beat that right side when you have Layla Ricks and Dior Charles combining. Two high-level blockers. And there was, in fact, a touch. Davidson able to side out, ending a 4-point Deacon run. Well, Elena Garcia-Guerrios was responsible for a 9-point run of the first set. Davidson would love one of those right here. And Hummel unable to link up. Quick side out. That's twice now that Garcia-Guerrios has had just one serve before Wake Forest has been able to side out in this second set. That's big given what we saw from her in the first. Farrell keeps it short, right around that 10-foot line. And it's pushed wide. Emma Farrell, the third-year starting libero, who was honored prior to Friday's match after surpassing 1,000 career digs in her illustrious tenure thus far. And a point on the right side for Davidson as the Wildcats able to answer back, drawing with an 8. And here's the other libero, Jordan Hummel. Comes from a volleyball family. Her mom, Kathy, a longtime college head coach, winningest coach in Canisius history. Hummel, a New York native. Service error gives it right back to the Deacons. It's Ryan Baker for Wake Forest. That's off the block and wide. A kill for Isabel Decker, up to 5 kills. Kinsey Smith rotates back on. In the 6-2 for Chris Willis. And Slusser with the put down. Davidson doing just enough to somewhat hang in there in the second. Three kills now for Slusser and an ace for Smith. Ace number 7 for Davidson. Crawford, dug up by Hummel. Murphy, cross court, on the money. The depth at right side in full display, the depth at middle in full display. Something Randy Smart has talked about multiple times. She has some real depth on this roster. Slusser tips. Out of system, here's Santer. Decker goes line. Isabel Decker starting to get going, up to 6 kills. That leads Davidson. The day one standout for the Cats, now in her senior season. Murphy off the block and down. 6 kills for Murphy. Let's look at the right sides for a second. We keep hyping him up, and for good reason. So Layla Ricks, 10 kills. Olivia Murphy, 6 kills. Those two have a combined 27 swings, a combined 16 kills, and a combined 1 attack error. That is efficiency from the right sides. And a change for the Deacons. Grinkovic will come off. Elena Dragani will serve in her place. Dragani came on to serve against App State. Had just one serve. It was a service error. This is now her 5th appearance of the season. And a service error again for Dragani. He will quickly exit. Kate Whiteley heads on for Davidson. The setter has been a service sub this year for the Wildcats. California native. Center. Sent back. Good cover by Murphy. Big swing. Stays in Davidson's side. Garcia Guerrios. What a rally. Center. Fisted up. Whiteley got there initially, but unable to connect on the pass. And the long rally goes Wake Forest way. As Bellows and Ricks head back on the floor. Bellows, highly touted recruit out of Illinois. And if you've noticed, we haven't said that these players are from North Carolina. That's because Wake Forest doesn't have any North Carolinians. Davidson is just one North Carolina player. We haven't seen her yet. And Maylee Sangaila, the Kings Mountain, North Carolina native. So a diverse group of players from around the country, around the world. As Chris Willis takes the timeout for Davidson, the 13th year head coach for the Cats, who has led this program to new heights. You look back since the start of the 2021 season, entering this year 56-34, one of the best three-year stretches in Davidson history. And we'll step aside here momentarily. Wake Forest 3 points away from leveling things in the set score. Chris Willis using his timeout for Davidson. Wake Forest holding a 22-15 edge in this second set. After Davidson took the first frame 25-16. Different story to this one. Although the Wildcats able to pick up a point out of the timeout, still in this. Down by 6. As Swan Wynn and Anna Withy head back on the floor for the visitors. Float from Wynn, generates the overpass, and it's hit wide. That was a golden opportunity for Kayla Weisner. And the freshman middle just popped it over the sideline. Jamie Santer, her team 2 points away from taking the set. And into the net goes, off the block goes Garcia Guerrios. Picks up the kill, up to 6 kills for the sophomore outside. She'll head back to serve. Good serve, and a net violation. Davidson within 5, and Garcia Guerrios again to serve. Remember, she had the 4 aces in the midst of that 9-point run back in the first. Better reception there from Farrell. And Withy beats the block. And Wake Forest will take a timeout. Davidson hanging in there. A 3-point run for the Wildcats. And what is shaping up to be a competitive second set, as Wake Forest still leads it by 4 late in set number 2. Late in the second set, Davidson, a 3-point run with who else but Elena Garcia-Guerrios getting the job done from the end line. It's brought the Cats back into this set after the Randy Smart timeout for Wake Forest. Crawford rolls. Set point number 1 coming up for Wake Forest. And it's Emma Farrell to send this over. Part of this program-altering junior class. You look at her, Paige Crawford, Ryan Baker, Olivia Murphy. Premier bunch of players. And Farrell looking to claim the second set. Decker has other ideas. Isabel Decker up to 7 kills, hitting .333. Now the burden's on Jordan Hummel. Set point number 2 for the Deeks. Ricks goes wide. Third set point for Wake Forest. There it is. Deacons level things. 25-21. The score in this second set as Wake Forest hits 351. And it's Kinsey Smith to kick off the action in set number 3. Decker off high hands. Ricks out of system. Crawford. Slusser. Popped up by Santer. Crawford looking for the corner, and she pinpoints it. Another long rally won by Wake Forest. We've seen it all three, and the first 2 sets, I should say. Wake Forest got off to really strong starts. Even in the first set they lost, they led it 8-3 at one point. Emma Farrell spins one over. A little give and go action. And it's Decker who ends the rally in the first ball. Isabel Decker, 8 kills, 5 digs. Creeping in on another double-double. She's had a double-double in 5 consecutive matches. Tina Grikovic ends that rally in short order as well. Deacons back in front. Serve from Baker into the net. That's been the area that Wake Forest, 8 service errors, 2 aces. Davidson, 2 service errors, 7 aces. That's a sizable swing from the end line. Crawford powers it down. Double-figure kills for Paige Crawford. She's up to 10 kills. 3 straight matches for Crawford in double figures. She's now done that 5 times in the season, but it's been this recent success that she has had. She's finding her stride, and it's really been this whole offense finding its stride. They've been sharing the wealth today, although she serves that one long, but you look at the numbers. 10 kills for Crawford, 10 kills for Ricks, Murphy with 6 as well. If you can get 3 hitters into double figures, you're going to win a lot of matches and be very difficult to defend. That's what Wake Forest did last match, and they're on track to do that again today. In the middle, Wisner kept alive by Farrell. Wisner again. There is Murphy up to 7 kills. Tools the block. 7 kills, hitting .500. 0 attack errors for her. These right sides continue to impress. They combined 17 kills, just 2 attack errors for Wake Forest right sides in Ricks and Murphy. And they can block as well. Charles and Murphy. Team and Deacons entered today 27th nationally in blocks per set. They were 12th out of 15 teams last year in the ACC, in 5th place now in blocks per set. It's a new look Team and Deacons squad in that regard for sure. Really good setting. Work in the middle, then work in that far pin. That's the veteran presence of Swan Wynn. Garcia Guerrios, after the kill, makes her way back to serve. She's up to 7 kills, 8 digs. Also closing in a double-double. Santer, her 3rd kill. So it's been Paige Santer getting a majority of action at that hitter spot. Maruska got the start, but she hasn't played since early on in that first set. That is textbook first ball offense for Davidson. Crisp pass, you find the middle, and Kayla Wisner finishes off the job. Jordan Hummel from that back left corner. Tough serve. Santer goes into the net. We are level in the 3rd. Hummel, as we touched on earlier, the daughter of longtime college head coach Kathy Hummel. And Chris Willis said that Jordan makes him a better coach because she asked some really good questions. That volleyball IQ, of course, stemming from her growing up around a longtime college coach. Here's Santer, her team leading by 1. Just one ace this season for Santer. That is now 10 Wake Forest service errors. Kinsey Smith in a 7-7 third set. Decker powers it over. 9 kills for Isabel Decker. Leads this team over 3 kills per set. She's right at that mark today as well. Charles sent away. That's something you don't see happen very often. These middles rarely get denied. But Davidson's block now up to 3 blocks for the match. Crawford kept alive by Garcia Guerrios, and Decker finishes off the point. Defense into offense for the Wildcats. They're a quality defensive team. Average over 14 digs per set. We talked about their serve-receive success as well. Decker, what placement. And a 4-point Davidson lead will prompt Randy Smart to take a timeout. Wildcats lead it by 4 in this pivotal third set here in Deaktown. Back after this on ACC Network Extra. (11-7) Davidson in front in this third set. A 5-point run for the Wildcats, who have been led by Isabel Decker. Not a shocker there. She's a fantastic player. 11 kills, hitting .421. What a performance it's been for the standout senior from LaGrange, Illinois. A Davidson team that returned so much from last year, and Chris Willis talked about that. And he pointed out most successful teams, they are good at the pins, and we return all of our pin hitters from last year, so certainly an upper hand for us there, but we do have to find a way to get our middles involved. The middles, that's where the new faces reside. But hey, if it's working, keep work the pins. Keep finding Isabel Decker, because she can do that. 12 kills for her. Davidson lost a key middle and Shola Monage to graduation. And there's Wake Forest's middle, one of the 3 middles for the Demon Deacons. Stuart Charles. She'll make her way off as Tina Grikovic replaces her. Schlosser beats Farrell. Chris Willis said it perfectly. She brings the wow factor with her arm. You saw that in full display. Her team up by 5 on a 6-1 run in the third. Grikovic answers. Tina Grikovic, what a start to her Demon Deacon career it's been. The 4-year standout at Rutgers has come in and solidified that M1 spot according to Randy Smart. Leads this team hitting .311 in the season. That's just her third kill of the match though. 3 kills hitting .500. Crawford, another one. Back to back for the Deeks. Hummel, that pass tight to the net. A violation against Davidson. Point for the Demon Deacons, who have battled back in this third. Down by just 2 now. Again, Ryan Baker. Slusser explodes. Emma Slusser, 7 kills. The former A10 Rookie of the Year. She's been a standout since stepping on campus in Davidson, North Carolina. Tilla's serve. Clean reception. Garcia-Guerrios sent back but wide. 8 kills for her to go along with 4 aces and 10 digs. And Wake Forest will challenge that call. So as it stands, Davidson a 15-11 lead after the kill by Elena Garcia-Guerrios. But Randy Smart is challenging that. Remember, she used a challenge earlier. She was correct, so she retains that challenge. Still has the 2 challenges left, using one of them now. Again, the call on the floor is a point for Davidson and a kill for Elena Garcia-Guerrios, the Puerto Rico native who has been a standout player for her team today. 8 kills, hitting .263. The sophomore, one of those returning pin hitters for Davidson. So much continuity with this squad in that regard, but they do bring in a new center. Of course, a change at libero. Program legend Bella Brady, her college career coming to an end. Meanwhile, for Wake Forest, 3 grad transfers, experienced but new here in Deektown. And it is a point for Davidson, so Wake Forest loses that challenge. And Randy Smart just 1 challenge remaining. Though if this does go to a 5th, she'll get a bonus challenge if she's out of challenges at that point. Service from Melanie Tillis. Out of system. Crawford getting set early, getting set often in that rally. 12 kills, tied for the match high. Has 1 ace already today. Garcia-Guerrios sent back. Slusser denied as well. Hummel covers. Murphy on the right side, beats the block. Olivia Murphy, 8 kills, 0 attack errors. Both teams, efficient numbers. Wake Forest 288, Davidson 264. Though that number will drop down a touch after the attack error on the right side by Slusser. This was a 12-7 lead and then a 13-8 lead for Davidson. Wake Forest can tie it here. And they do! Grikovich and Murphy. Tina Grikovich entered today 5th in the ACC in blocks per set. After a standout blocking career at Rutgers, 3rd most blocks in program history, she has carried that to Deaktown. And Wake Forest in front. And a timeout taken by Chris Willis. A 5-point run for Randy Smart's squad. And the Deeks lead it in this competitive set number 3. We'll step aside here on ACC Network Extra, 16:15, Demon Deacons. Competitive set number 3, and it's Wake Forest currently edging out Davidson 16-15 in this 3rd set. It was Davidson with the first set win, 25-16. Wake Forest captured the second, 25-21. Currently in a 5-point run to lead in this 3rd, 16-15. Paige Crawford leads the way for the Deeks. 12 kills, hitting .310. Layla Ricks just behind her, 11 kills. .360 clip for the right side. Out of the Davidson timeout, Slusser connects with the sideline. Emma Slusser, such a key piece of this program. Chris Willis said they need her to be hot in order to win this season. If she's feeling it, if they can get her swings, they're going to have a successful year. Garcia Guerrios turned away. Here she is again, able to angle it. Lovely wrist away swing. As she cuts it down, and Davidson leads it by 1. Tough set off the net. Overpass. Withy connects. Both pins active for Davidson. Back up by 2, and that Chris Willis timeout has worked. Santer erased. Kayla Weisner getting physical. And Randy Smart will take a timeout. What a set this has been. The ebbs and the flows on full display in set number 3. Davidson a 19-16 lead in what has been the most competitive set that we've seen so far in this one. We'll dive into some of the numbers here. For the set, Davidson hitting .312. 13 kills, just 3 attack errors. They also have 2 blocks in the frame. Meanwhile, Wake Forest hitting .273 in this set, also with 2 blocks. 4-point run for Davidson. That's been the story of this set. We haven't seen any remarkably long runs, 7, 8, 9 points, but a 3-point run here, a 4-point run there from both teams. And we've seen the script flipped a couple of times in this third set. And in a match like this where you've split the first 2, this third set typically goes a long way in determining the winner of the match. Again, this was a set that at one point Davidson led by 5, then Wake Forest clawed back, took a 15-13 lead, led 15-12. Now a 19-16 cushion for Davidson. Out of the Randy Smart timeout, Wake Forest looks to respond. Swan Win ready to roll from the end line. Garcia Guerrios rolls. Quite the dig from Farrell. Murphy powers it long. There was a touch at the back by Decker. That seemed like it was going to head long. Couldn't quite tell if there was a touch of the net as well. That prompted Decker to go after it. Either way, a point for the Deacons. Ends a 4-point run for Davidson. And Grikovic into the net. Davidson 5 points away from taking a 2-1 edge. 11 service errors for Wake Forest. Santer, full extension from Garcia Guerrios. Big block for Wake Forest. Murphy and Charles. Becca Bellows in a big spot. Freshman from Wheaton, Illinois. 3-year captain for her high school. And Davidson scrambling. An ace for Bellows. Third ace of the match for Wake Forest. And Garcia Guerrios a little bit slow to make her way back onto the hardwood. And she'll get her right knee looked at. Good to see her appear to be okay. Bellows again. To the middle, Weisner. Wildcats 4 points away from claiming the set. Jordan Hummel, top server on this team. Santer puts it down. These teams continue to exchange blows. After the Santer kill, she'll make her way back to serve. Farrell couldn't get there. Anna Withy has Davidson 3 away in the third. This ultra-competitive third set as Kinsey Smith rotates on, the second setter in the 6-2. Ricks off high hand, Slusser there defensively. Farrell gets tattooed and a net violation against Wake Forest. Again, it'll be Kinsey Smith. Chris Willis had glowing remarks about her. Said he cannot wait to see how good she gets throughout her career. Already said she's very mature for her age. Only a freshman. Decker off the block, kept alive by Bellows. That swing ricochets a couple rows deep. Kinsey just ran out of real estate. Crucial juncture of this set. Emma Farrell, the veteran libero. Decker turned away. Layla Ricks, one of those 3 grad transfers. She came in from Maryland. Terps always one of the top blocking teams in the Big Ten. Learned a thing or two up in College Park. She's brought that down to Winston-Salem. And a timeout taken by Davidson. 23-22, Wildcats by 1. We'll step aside here on ACC Network Extra. (23-20), Davidson leads Wake Forest. This third set has undoubtedly been the closest that we've had so far. 25-16 to the first, 25-21. In the first 2 sets. But undoubtedly the most competitive frame that we've had now in set number 3. 23-22, Davidson by 1. Again, Emma Farrell serving. Slusser off the block. Grikovic keeps it afloat. Crawford towards the corner. What a dig by Garcia Guerrios. Ricks wide. Davidson fired up, and for good reason. Elena Garcia Guerrios, one of the best digs that you will see. And it's set point number 1 for the Cats. Center under some pressure. Overpass, fisted right back where it came from. Grikovic turned away. Crawford, popped up by Hummel. Joust stays in the Wildcat side. Grikovic, again Hummel there. Garcia Guerrios. Davidson takes the third, 25-22. Elena Garcia Guerrios. A must-win fourth set for the Deacons. Farrell, quite the dig. Center, can't put it down. Decker picks up the point. 14 kills for Isabel Decker. Chris Willis calls her the glue. As she powers it over. Jordan Hummel, quite the effort. Santer. Slusser turned away, pinballs around. Free ball for the Deacons. Hummel can't get there. Dior Charles. First point of the set for Wake Forest. I've been so impressed. Charles, of course, has been known for her defensive abilities since stepping onto campus, but what we've seen from her offensively has been really impressive as well. Today, just 2 kills, but on the season, hitting .284, second of this team, averaging about 1.5 kills per set. Ricks avoids the block. (2-1) Deacons here in this fourth. And these two teams played last year. It went to 5, so no shock that this is competitive. Slusser. Crawford works the block for the kill. Crawford up to 14 kills. She's hitting over 300. Jamie Santer again. Bounced in by Melanie Tillis. 6-2 middle, the sophomore. Much bigger role this season as she heads back to serve. Only played in 3 matches last year. It's been a key middle for Davidson this season. Somebody who decided when she was a sophomore in high school that she wanted to play in college. And a year later, she was committed to Davidson as Layla Ricks rips one in. Ricks, standout performance by her. 13 kills, hitting .345. Somebody known for her defense, but showing off her offensive skills as well. It's Weisner from the middle. Back and forth we go in this fourth. Swan Wynn makes her way on. Good serve from Wynn. Weisner from the middle, able to adjust. That's some creativity from Kayla Weisner. Middle now with 4 kills. Back-to-back points for her. Overpass, tap down. Garcia Guerrios. What a day it's been for her. A double-double for number 19. Crawford. Hummel gets under it and a free ball. Great effort defensively for Davidson. Crawford again. No getting that ball. 15 kills for Paige Crawford. And it's not just the number of kills, but it's been her efficiency on the attack. Continues to stay above 300, now at 324 hitting percentage. That ball just stays in. An 8th block for Wake Forest. Murphy and Grikovic combining. Weisner sent back by Grikovic. Grikovic again got her fingertips on it, and then she's erased. Kayla Weisner, she had enough of getting turned away by Grikovic. She returns the favor. Grikovic answers right back. 5 kills for Tina Grikovic. Her blocking so impressive, but it's not just that, it's how efficient she can be offensively. Hitting .311 of the season this year. Last year, the 6th best hitting percentage in Rutgers history. Farrell absorbing that swing. Murphy with the put down. Olivia Murphy, a perfect day at the office so far. 10 kills, 0 attack errors. Decker turned away. Again, it's Grikovic. Nine blocks now for the Deacons. This is more like the team that is top 30 nationally in blocks per set. We didn't see it much early today from them, but as this match has progressed, that block has gotten more and more active. Murphy works the block and wins the rally. Deacons in a double figures here in the 4th. As Crawford rotates back for service. She said that she knew when she had her very first phone call with its Deacon coaching staff that she would be going to Wake Forest. Service error for her, and that's a phone call that has in many ways changed this program. Crawford, of course, part of that star-studded junior class, one of the top recruiting classes in Wake Forest history. Too much from Jordan Hummel. Opens the door to Tina Grikovic. Decker. Crawford, tremendous dig. That is wide. 5-point cushion for the Deacons. You wonder how Chris Willis handles this if Wake Forest scores again. Media timeout, 3 points away. This one's starting to slip away from his squad. Joust sent down. Decker wins the duel as Smith and Slusser will re-enter. Kinsey Smith, strong performance for her so far. 23 assists, 8 digs, 3 aces. Into the corner goes Murphy. 12 kills, 21 swings, and still 0 attack errors for Olivia Murphy. Bellows forces the out of system. Doesn't matter. What a luxury it is for Davidson to have somebody of the caliber of Decker, where when you're out of system, when you're struggling and scrambling, just give it to number 10 and good things are going to happen. Her 16th kill. Sahara Maruska getting action here in the fourth. Didn't see her in the second nor the third, as it slammed down for the Demon Deacon kill by Layla Ricks. Point away from the media timeout. Maruska, one of those grad transfers, came in from Rice. Going from one high-level academic school to another. Davidson can't get there, and Wake Forest will head to the media timeout with a 6-point lead. They must win this set to force the decisive fifth. 10 points away from doing so. We'll step aside here from Deaktown. Fourth set has gone Wake Forest way so far. 15-9 the score as we wrap up the media timeout. This non-conference finale, an in-state showdown, two high academic institutions battling it out here at Varsity Arena in Reynolds Gym. Both teams have shown flashes of brilliance today. Wake Forest for the match hitting 291, and this is a continuation of the offensive success they've had these last few matches. Last three entering today hitting 283. Compare that to a 206 hitting percentage on the season. And out of the media timeout, Davidson does exactly what it has to do, the Emma Slusser power down. Tate Whiteley heads back to serve. Pacific Palisades, California native. Also spends time as an assistant coach for the Pee Wee team of her former club team, Sunshine Volleyball Club. Charles keeps it in. Back to a 6-point lead for the Demon Deacons. 9 points away from forcing the decisive fifth. Farrell, a little bit deeper this time. Targets Decker. That ball flutters a couple rows deep. Davidson, a quick side out. A Swan Wynn makes her way on the hardwood in addition to Anna Withy. Grikovic sent back. Bellows covers. Ricks. 15 kills for Layla Ricks. These right sides for Wake Forest, certainly the storyline today. Her season high is 16 kills. Had that against FIU. 1 kill away from matching that. But she's hitting .387. In that match, she only hit .281. I say only, that's still a good number. But today has been an outstanding performance by her. Oh, the flexibility to dig that ball up by Murphy. And Wisner connects. Wisner 5 kills. That's Crawford. It's wide, no touch. Davidson staying competitive, and look who's headed back to serve. This has been a money rotation for Davidson today, with Garcia Guerrios pounding the ball behind the end line. Murphy sides out. Huge for Wake Forest to get Garcia Guerrios off the service line. Paige Crawford now. Decker rises. Farrell's there. Maruska works the block for the kill. First kill for Sahara Maruska. She got the start. Didn't play much after that until this fourth set. It was Jamie Santer who was on the floor for the majority of this match. Decker finds hands. Maruska with the Joust stays on the Deke side. Well struck from Kayla Wisner. 6 kills for the middle. Chris Willis said his team has been working a lot on getting the middle blockers more involved. They've done that today. 6 kills for Wisner. Tillis has 3 kills and 7 swings. But the issue for Davidson is that they've had no answer for these Demon Deacon right sides. Olivia Murphy, a career performance for her. 14 kills and still 0 attack errors. Remember, this is somebody who missed all of last season with an injury. Had to redshirt last year. This is a career high for her. Quick response, though, by Davidson, courtesy of Withy. Service from Smith. Murphy again! Unstoppable. Olivia Murphy. 15 kills. 3 Wake Forest players now level with 15 kills. Ricks, Crawford, and Murphy all with 15. This is the 4th time this season that 3 Demon Deacons are in double-figure kills. They've done it in back-to-back matches now as well. Maruska! Wow, does she get up there? 5'8". But you wouldn't guess that given how high she just got. And Davidson takes a timeout. 22-15. The Deacons 3 points away from forcing a decisive 5th set here from Deketown. late in this fourth set, Demon Deacons leading by 7. 3 points away from forcing the fifth. It would mean back-to-back years with 5-set matches between these two. Last year, Wake Forest got the win in 5 sets. Demon Deacons lead this series all-time 10-3. A couple of in-state schools. That Chris Willis timeout, the first timeout we've seen from either coach in this set. Becca Bellows, her team 3 points away from forcing a fifth. And Charles reached over. Randy Smart chatting with our R2 Michael Holder. And it's a short conversation. Decker, too much. Sahara Maruska, her side 2 points away from taking this fourth. Farrell, the overpass. Farrell again there. Slusser, line, wide, but there was a touch. And a change for Davidson for the first time today. Chloe Popkin heads on, the freshman who was an AVCA All-American as a senior in high school. Has only played 11 sets entering today. Crawford brings us to set point number 1. 16 kills for Paige Crawford. First set point for the Demon Deacons. Emma Farrell from the service line. Big answer for Davidson. Slusser on the right side. She'll make her way off. Swan Wynn on to serve. Second set point for Wake Forest. Crawford comes right back over. Ricks again finds high hands. Garcia Gedios denied. No question about it, she has seen that. But her team's still in a battle. Ricks, scooped up by Wynn. Wisner finds the sideline. Kayla Wisner, 7 kills for the middle. Freshman from Deer Park, Illinois, was an all-county player there. What a roll. Swan Wynn, her 4th ace of the season. Ricks connects. Demon Deacons able to side out. Jamie Santer now on. We saw Maruska play for much of that 4th set. Now it's Santer back on for the 5th. Has just 1 ace this season. 4 kills today, 8 digs. Garcia Gedios beats the block. Her double-double day rolls on. 13 kills, 14 digs, 4 aces. And she's serving here. Layla Ricks. Kaboom! "16 kills for Layla Ricks, adding to her season high. And she's done it at a remarkably efficient clip, hitting .382. Decker turned away! Wake Forest, 11 blocks. Farrell serve, generates the overpass. A slam dunk for Grikovic. Deacons, first lead of the 5th. To 15, win by 2 in set. Farrell can't scoop. Ties things at 4. From one libero to the other, Jordan Hummel. No aces today, as an ace in all but one match this season. Crawford quickly gets Hummel off the service line. "17 kills for Paige Crawford. Ryan Baker now serving. Decker, I don't think that one even crossed the net. Tough serve from Baker. Decker into the corner. Kinsey Smith, Emma Slusser back on for Davidson. They have twice led in this match in the set score. 1-0 to 1. Santer, we are level after the miss hit by Santer. Able to avoid the block. "18 kills for Paige. These pin hitters for Wake Forest have been stellar today. Crawford and the two right sides in Murphy and Ricks. Haven't seen much from the middles, which is quite the difference compared to what we saw on Friday. There is a touch. 7-7. Next point, teams will switch sides. Murphy, keep feeding her. Olivia Murphy adding to her career performance. 16 kills and 0 attack errors as these two teams switch sides. This 5th set, so competitive, really a microcosm of what we've seen so far in this match, as Wake Forest is clinging to an 8-7 lead. We'll take a quick break here After this, we'll wrap things up on ACC Network Extra. Eight-7 the score in this fifth set. We play to 15, win by 2. Wake Forest up by a point, being paced by Paige Crawford, a season-high 18 kills, and she's done it while hitting .326. In fact, you look at Wake Forest's top 4 kill getters today: Crawford, Ricks, Murphy, Grikovic, all 4 hitting .326 or better. As a team, the Deacons at .317. Davidson at at 248. As the freshman Drew Lalagi heads on to serve. We saw her earlier for serve receive. Big spot for the freshman, just her 4th appearance of the season. And Slusser goes into the net. As Lalagi will again head back to serve, with the chance to chat with Drew's dad. He was telling me that Drew is one of the few volleyball players who has ever made the NCAA ranks of Gujarati descent. Gujarat, a state in India. Her team leading by 2. Murphy. That's sailing wide. 17 kills for Olivia Murphy. And a timeout is taken by Chris Willis. Davidson leads it by 3, and it's been Olivia Murphy. A career day, 17 kills, hitting .654. And let's remember, folks, this is somebody who had surgery last year, missed all of last season. It would be 3 days forward, two days back, but she never lost focus. She said that her redshirt sophomore, Olivia Murphy, was so resilient this offseason, would always be working even when she couldn't run, she couldn't move around as well as she would like to, coming off of her surgery and in the midst of her recovery. She was always swinging, always taking hits, always practicing, always learning and getting better. And that journey coming to a head today with this standout performance on her career day. Had 13 kills as her previous career high. Her season high this year is 12. Again, it's Lalagi, who is quite the winner. She was a 4-time state champion in high school out of Pace Academy, one of the perennial powers in Georgia. Now to the Chris Willis timeout. Wake Forest by 3. And Davidson answers back. Elena Garcia-Guerrios. 14 kills for her. And another freshman called upon to serve. This one for the Wildcats, Chloe Popkin. Saw a little bit of her earlier in this match. Maruska denied. Emma Slusser, the solo stuff, and it's a big one. Block number 6 for the Wildcats. Overpass. Garcia Guerrios unable to tie things. Maruska on the line. They'll say there was a touch, actually. It's a point for Wake Forest. And Chris Willis electing not to challenge it. Deacons 4 points away as Becca Bellows, the second setter in this 6-2, floats it over. Schlosser in. Clips the end line. Emma Schlosser coming alive in this fifth set. The block, the kill. Now it's Swan Win. Ricks tools the block. Layla Ricks, 17 kills. These right sides continue to impress. They've combined for 34 kills, the duo of Murphy and Ricks. Maruska serve. Garcia Guerrios. Diving dig from Farrell. Ricks able to cover. Garcia Guerrios, wide, no touch. All smiles from Randy Smart and her team. You see the energy, the passion. They are fired up, 2 points away from taking this thing. And a yellow card has been issued as Chris Willis is getting his 2 cents in with Michael Holder. And he will take a timeout. Now, important to note, if you get 2 yellow cards in the same set, you are ejected from the match. That is the first yellow card that we've seen. As Davidson, using its second and final timeout, looks to regroup here, down by 3, and having to chase Wake Forest off the service line. But what a match this has been, and for both teams being tested, facing adversity. And for Wake Forest, the big storyline has just been this offense, hitting .316. Randy Smart said that last week she felt her offense clicked. It was really that South Carolina match where things all came together, but even before the Stetson match, she said that they put some things together. Offense started to get going. She wanted to see a continuation of that this weekend. We've seen that, no doubt about it. Against App State, they were on fire. Today, hitting .314 as a team. And if that stands, it would be the second highest hitting percentage of the season, only behind the Stetson match, which saw the Deacons hit .395. But that was a straight set win. This is one that's gone the distance to 5 sets, and it's been consistent. Outside of that first set, we've seen 4 sets of efficient attacking for Wake Forest. So Davidson out of timeouts. Sahara Maruska remains the server. Garcia Guerrios turned away, and it's in. A fitting way to bring us to match point number 1. 13th block of the night for the Deacons. Wake Forest a point away from a 5th straight win. And we will see a challenge from Davidson. Chris Willis has a challenge to use, might as well use it. Out of timeouts at the very least. It's an opportunity to confer with his team. So Michael Holder will get back to the replay monitor and look things over. As it stands, it's a solo block by Dior Charles. And it brings Wake Forest to match point number. Though our officiating crew, you don't typically see this, all four of them huddling around Brian Jones, the up ref. Our R1 Brian Jones, R2 Michael Holder, the two line judges Amy Milton and Jamie Bismeyer. And I haven't even seen Michael Holder look at the replay monitor yet. And they've been chatting. Again, Chris Willis utilizing this challenge here on the 5th. His team down by 4. And it's a point for Davidson. So a successful challenge for the Wildcats. Elena Garcia-Guerrios ready to serve. She has 4 aces today. And Randy Smart now getting an explanation from Michael Holder. They changed the call. They say that it was wide off the block by Charles. And now Wake Forest appears to be challenging as well. Chris Willis heading back towards his team. Well, Randy Smart appears to want this to be looked at. Didn't see a timeout signal. Seemed to be the challenge. And the old double challenge. So Chris Willis wins the first challenge, and the same play will be looked at again. Nothing's changing in the replay unless they're challenging a different aspect of the point. That's the only possibility here. So it was initially a point for Wake Forest off the block by Dior Charles, then overturned after Chris Willis called for the challenge. And Randy Smart again requesting the challenge. So both head coaches challenging the same play. I don't think I've ever seen this before. And Michael Holder, our R2, he's been a busy man. And let's see. And it's a point for Wake Forest. They'll say that the ball was in off the block by Charles. That call went both ways. And it ends up right back where we started, with a point for Wake Forest and a match point at that. Wow. Well, that's a first. First for me, at least. Wake Forest, a point away from heading into ACC play with 5 straight wins. Now Chris Willis, I'd say understandably so, wants an explanation for Michael Holder. He won his challenge, and then Randy Smart challenged, and then she won. I wonder how these student athletes respond, especially for Davidson. Their scholar athletes having gone through the jubilation of winning a successful challenge and then realizing, no, never mind. Match point number 1 for Wake Forest, looking to head into ACC play, winners of 5 straight matches. Service from Maruska. Overpass, tap down, Ricks, sent back, and it's a violation against Davidson as Wake Forest, for the 2nd straight year, captures a 5-set win over the Davidson Wildcats. A weird ending to this one, but the Deacons will take it.